Alright, so we're going to do your Crystal Quest. And where we left off in the game, you were on a ship with Lasam, and Chewbacca and Roos were on their own ship, all heading over to Plowden, which is the water planet where Kirith stays. You guys travel there, you get into orbit. Kirith comes up to meet you and basically has you dock your ships on his, and he submerges back down. And I'm just going to go through a bunch to get to a point where... So he brings you down, he greets you, gives you food, asks to hear basically what you've done since I last saw, asks about the cruise and all the different stories. At the end, the part that he wants to work on is the shuttle that was taken from Panduc Technologies and the droid that was in the shuttle. Okay. So he wants to see what he can get from those.
Oh, okay.
So he starts to work on those as you guys spend the rest of the day resting in the evening. When you lay down for your sleep, as Kirith lays down for the night, his dreams quickly take him back to an earlier time. An image appears of Kirith walking through a darkened street on this town on the planet of Darknell, not due to the time of day, but due to the primary sun, Nelchar 1, being part of the dying system. This in his youth, when he was too young to know how much trouble it would really cause to his parents, but his parents continued to assure him that everything would be fine. Looking through the street, he saw the shops that he used to visit with his mother when she shopped, the general store, the apparel store, and the bakery which he loved. As he passed the bakery, he saw the delicate face of Lucille. She was the baker's daughter who helped her father there. He stopped and watched her decorate the large cake he had in the front. She had in front, and Kirith noticed the colored frosting was blue with yellow trim. He continued to watch as she finished basting the cake. She changed her tools. To finish with the frosting, or she changed her tools and grabbed the frosting bag to finish. On top, she slowly wrote, "Happy birthday, Kirith. Our gift from above." This took Kirith by great surprise, as he had forgotten it was his birthday. During his time at the academy before he was here, those days were not celebrated at the academy. Curious at what lied ahead today, he left the window and continued home, knowing he would come back to the bakery today. Kirith got home to find the house decorated with the paintings he had made for his family. The one he made for his mother that was of her favorite garden, when the Glendor flowers were at full bloom. He called out for his mother, Tula, but there was no answer. He moved through the house, going to his room to put on his nice clothes. When he opened the door, he saw Tula standing there, holding something cradled in her hands. He didn't have a chance to see what it was before he looked up. He saw her face covered with tears running down it, her nose red, her eyes fixed to her hands. Kirith called out, "Good day, Mom. What's wrong?" She didn't respond. After what felt like an eternity, she cupped her hands and showed Kirith what was in them. It was his lightsaber. The item that was part of his past, and an item of a culture that was outlawed at this time. A culture that turned on the Republic during the worst war in years. Kirith was supposed to get rid of his past life when he moved in with the Negans 3 years ago, but this piece of his past he wasn't able to let go. After 3 years with Tula, he had learned to read her face well, but this was a look that he had not seen before, but he knew it was worse than any of the ones he had seen previously. The vision paused, but it didn't stay paused for long. It started to fast forward as the pair got into an immense argument over the small object in her hand. Even in fast forward, this brought back some of the worst emotions of Kirith's life. The image slowed down, now slower than it should have been. Kirith darts forward and grabs the object from Tula's hand. Then he races towards the door, shutting it behind him. The vision stays on Tula, a mess, a mix of emotions, unsure of what to do. She drops to her knees and cried even harder than when Kirith first entered the room. This was supposed to be a special day. The image goes black, and then it starts up again. We see Kirith years later, himself in a place that he doesn't remember, wearing clothes that he doesn't remember. But the clothes are that of that he would not want to remember. We see him running down a dirty alley in the background with men chasing after Kirith, and they were angry. Suddenly, Kirith disappears from the image as the men move slowly by, looking to see where he went. Grumbling as they move past where he left, Kirith slowly appears in the image, with a hand held over his mouth, that of a female Kosian. She held his mouth tight and said, "Well, you seem to have found trouble, little one. I've seen you around here before, and you're going to get yourself killed or seriously injured if you don't learn how to survive on these streets. Let me help you." She released her hand from his mouth, and slowly turned him around. Kirith, not having felt this compassion in years, immediately hugged her, and though he was trying to hide the tears, they were starting to form in his eyes. He knew things were going to get better. The image fades out again. We now jump to when Kirith saw Verleen leaving on the Doll 3 just months ago. He let her leave to meet Lord Radnar, to turn in the soul artifacts and get how she called her little piece of happiness. He watched her board the shuttle that the team gave her and started to feel a great loss, one greater than any he had felt since he had left the Negans. This didn't feel right since Kirith had lived these moments recently, and those were not the feelings he had at that time. He knew something was wrong. Waking up from the vision in the middle of the night, Kirith races over to the holo terminal on the ship. He searches for anything about Verleen. He finds some arrests for fraud which he knew about, and a couple of arrests that he didn't know about for breaking into homes. Not happy with the results, he continued to search but found nothing new in the reports. He changed the searching program, but still nothing new came to him. He put in the words that he feared: Verleen, Taniths, and obituary. His heart dropped as the image found results. Verleen had passed away 3 days ago. Her body found dead, sleeping in a hotel room on the planet Twainzen, which is a resort planet. Seeing this, he knew he needed to go to the service for her and send out a communication to the other kids who were part of the crew back then. Who were part of the crew that he ran with back then with her. In the morning, you spend the rest of the day at the terminal reaching out, or the rest of the evening at the terminal reaching out to people. Once everybody gathers, Kurt comes and says the ship is locked and secured, the droid is locked up, but all their information doesn't make sense. It's going to take me time to unlock it and find any useful information. Before he finishes, Lisanne stands up and says, "I have to leave. I feel something's going on. I have to go back and take care of issues. I'm gonna take one of the shuttles, but I'll be back. If you need 5 days, I'll be back before then." And Roos stands up and says, "If I have 5 days, then I will be back as well." And Chewbacca stands up next and says, "I'll take the time as well." Everybody kind of looks at each other, kind of unsure of what's going on, but all willing to accept what's happening.
Yeah,
and
I need 5 days as well.
Certainly, everybody heads to a shuttle. Roos takes the main ship you've had, and there's three other shuttles that are on board that Kurt lets you take. He says, "Come, I'll let you know when I have information, but please do what you need to. Also, keep this if Rothan reaches out to you. Keep this from him. It may be a clue to get to Gaddis Dane, and I prefer that Rothan not be on a mission against Gaddis Dane, knowing his history with him and his temperament."
Absolutely. So, what is it?
Well, the ship the transponder on the ship that came to Dantor had 5 separate records that all showed in flight at the same time. So somebody has messed with it, as well as the droid being part of Panduc Technologies has me concerned that I know that's one of his companies. So we'll see what I can find on it.
Okay.
But it will take time with the measures that they've gone through to protect it. So please do what you need to. and I'll let you know when I have information.
Oh, so, I pull Kirk aside. I said, "Hey, I need to know how to get to. I'm not that good with astrocomputers. I need to go to Twain's. Do you know how I can be able to program that in?"
I'll go program it for you.
Right.
He heads over to the ship with you and brings up the or the astrogation computer and finds it on the planet and puts it in. It's like it's set for you.
All right, good. And also just
And
pre-program a return trip out.
It'll be there to bring you back when you're ready.
Thanks.
Okay. You start traveling, and it's a couple days distance from where you're at. When you get there, as you're traveling, you see more information come up on the holonet. The service for her was set for 5 days out. By the time you get there, you'll have basically 2.5 days left. You sent out to other people, like I said, that ran in the group, and a couple of them have responded back saying that they'll meet you there.
Right.
But the time travels slowly as you travel in your ship to get to your destination. When you arrive to the system, you see the planet Twainson, and it looks like a standard planet. Large bodies of water, green surfaces, mix of terrain. Your ship takes you down to the city, and you land at the spaceport. And as you disembark, the atmosphere here feels a lot better than it did when you're on Plowden. You start looking around, and not far ahead of you, you see somebody that you recognize from your times running around with Verlene, and he's hard to miss. You see this large Doughton, which they kind of look like half giants. They're between 13 to 15 feet tall. You see him standing over there with a sign that says Verlene, but it's misspelled. And next to him, you see a little Alina, who's kind of standing with him, barely comes up to his ankles. The Aline in your group. Basically, everybody had nicknames. The Alina nickname was Blue, and the Downton they got called Tiny. But you see them standing over there.
Hey, Tiny. Hey, Blue. How's it going?
Kirith, good to see you. He kind of like reaches one arm and like kind of brings you up to his thigh, for where you reach.
Oh, yep. Always good to see you.
I'm glad you made it. Verlene would definitely want you here. She'll be missed, and a couple other people are supposed to come here. You want to sit here and wait with us?
Sure. I mean, I can't believe she's gone. I mean, I just saw her just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah? Where did you see her? We haven't seen her in probably a year, maybe? Half a year?
Yeah, she was taking a cruise in the Nadal system, of all places.
Oh, must have been nice. Why were you on a cruise? Were you hustling people?
Well, a little bit here and there, but actually, I had a friend that actually booked me the cruise just to help me relax. It was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I just crossed paths with her. I mean, it's kind of like old times.
I've been thinking of taking cruises, but they seem like not enough people on there to kind of swindle or take advantage of. But
you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be really surprised, to be honest. It was quite the adventure.
Maybe I'll look into one. The little Aline, Blue, kind of creeps around, and it's like. So were you and Verlene working on the cruise ship?
A little bit. She had some of a score that I helped her out with. I thought that would help set her for life, but do you know what happened to her?
We just got here earlier today, and we haven't been able to hear much about it. We kind of called the security or the police here, and they said that her body was down at the morgue, and they were getting it ready for a service. That we could come down tomorrow and see it.
Okay, I would like to see it.
Okay. As you guys are standing there, you see this female Syrian come up, and you hear Tiny call out, "Tower, we're over here!" And she turns and comes over, and she greets everybody, and Tiny's like, "Well, if we have to wait till tomorrow, let's go get dinner. I'm hungry." And he kind of reaches down and kind of pushes Blue forward. He's like, "Go find a place. It's good." You guys start walking to go find a place, and Aline finds a little cafe. You guys sit outside, and Tower is she's kind of a computer expert. She started working with Verlene when Verlene was trying to or skim money off books for the companies that she got Tower employed by. So you guys are sitting there and having dinner, kind of just telling stories of what you've done recently, what you've been through, and then coming from the door, you see a Duros step through with the blue people with the red eyes, kind of like on the first episode 1. They come in, and Tiny sees them first, and it's like, "Seven, it's good to see you, Seven." He kind of slowly walks over and pulls out a seat, and he's like, "Well, now I'm 6. I got caught again." And he kind of brings up his fingers, and he has 3 fingers on each hand. There are certain planets you want to make sure you stay away from. So, but I'm here for her service too, and wanted to come meet up with all the guys. And when he comes, he starts telling some of his stories, and tells his most recent one of how he lost his finger. He was gambling and lost more than he could afford, and apparently the casino didn't take kind to it, and apparently decided to take collateral. So now he's down to be called 6. The evening kind of goes through, and near the end of the night, Tiny's like, "Well, Rawless isn't here yet, but maybe we'll find him tomorrow. He said he was gonna make it. Let's go find rooms, and we'll meet tomorrow for tomorrow morning to go over to the station." And everyone kind of like nods and starts to head off. You head over to get a room. Is there anything you want to do at this time?
So sat back, stopping stories. Everyone wants to just turn in for the night, pretty much.
Yeah.
I wander the streets.
Okay.
I just thinking about just how she's now gone. It's like, granted, I've been thinking about it throughout the entire ship. And I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I'm guessing through there. I mean, I always found someone to swindle us or to steal, thinking I may have a nickname of Chance or something like that. Just somehow I'm always able to win the best at dice or some card game. And I don't know. I might try to go to maybe to see if there is like a card game or a game shop if I pass by it.
As you're going down the street, it's you walk for a while, and it becomes later in the evening. After in the evening, as you walk down the street, you see one of the restaurants out in front in the dining area. You see probably 5 or 6 people sitting out there, and you see them playing with different cards. It's a game you're not familiar. Well, it's a game you haven't seen much of, but from watching them play, you feel you can get a grasp of it. And they have a empty seat sitting there.
I guess it's a low stakes game. I gauge it probably pay the right amount. I would say I'm guessing would be less than 50 credits or something like that to pay in.
Yeah. Looking at the people that with how they're kind of joking amongst, it's almost like a group of friends playing.
I say, you know what I throw in like say 20 credits and say, hey, can I just join in?
Sure, bring a chair. One of the guys grabs a pitcher and pours a drink for you and sets it down.
Hey, look at this. Thank you kindly, stranger. What's your name? As I take a sip.
I'm Edith.
Nice to meet you, Edith.
This is Ralph.
Oh, hey, Rouse. How's it going?
Friend. And
Go. Hey.
Fern.
and then he gives 2 other names.
Okay.
Welcome. Are you familiar with the game? Or should we explain it to you?
Well, it doesn't hurt to learn get a refresher on the rules.
All right.
It looks familiar, but
He goes through and explains the rules to you, and it's one you haven't played in a while, but you've played before.
all right.
And hey, go see mommy. And they deal you in.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make a skullduggery roll.
All right. What's the difficulty?
There'll be a purple and a red,
Okay.
and then a black, just because you're not as familiar with the game.
I ignore that.
Okay.
All right. One success,
Okay.
and with my and just feeling the ebb and flow of the force, I'm giving myself a success advantage with the next one.
Okay. So you start playing, and as you get used to it, you win a little. With a small game, not much money really changes hands, but
Yeah.
you bring in a little bit more.
It
As you're playing, Edith is like, so, haven't seen you around here. What brings you to our world, or town, or depending where you're from?
actually it's for sad news. I mean, more than the loss of a friend.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Is it? Well, let me get you. Let me get you another drink.
Thanks,
And
man.
that always helps with loss. He stands up and he goes into the restaurant, and the other people kind of start small talking. Friends like, so who's your friend that you lost?
An older lady, Devorian. She helped me out when I was in a really rough patch during my youth, and she kind of helped me learn how to survive, to be able to make my way through the world. I don't know. I ran from home, and she was kind of a mother to me during that time, and now she's not.
I'm sorry to hear that. Edith, his mother passed away maybe 3 years ago now. But fortunately mine are still around, and I'm sure it's hard to lose a mentor or a teacher, and really anybody that you're close to.
Yeah.
And Edith comes back, and he has a tray with shots on it. Looking at it, you see there's probably 20 shots on there, and he sets it down in the middle, and he's like, everybody take what you want. And kind of everybody reaches in and grabs one, and Edith says something which it's term local to the planet, and then basically lifts up his drink, and everybody takes a drink, and then he kind of sets it back down and says, it means for love and the loss, but you always remember. Yeah, puts the cup down and kind of deals out the hands again. You can go ahead and make another roll if you want.
All right. Just for kicks and giggles.
Okay.
So 2 threat, but I succeed with... actually, 1 threat, actually.
Okay.
But I succeed with 4 successes, 2 of them which are triumphs.
All right. What would you like to do with your triumphs?
The card game is not necessary to win money, but is to actually get to know the people and to, if anything, feel better about myself. As in, I start to actually, enjoy myself. I'm actually, my spirits kind of lift, and I actually get to be friends with and talk with them. If anything, maybe with one of those triumphs, Seven comes in and he joins in the party and says, "Hey, can we join in?" And we actually start to reminisce about Verily and about, how it was. A little bit on how the street and how old times.
6 shows up.
Or 6.
No, 6. He shows up and they go in and get him a chair. And you guys, basically everybody just starts reminiscing. 6 goes in and gets more drinks and brings them out, and you don't know what they are, but everybody's willing to try them. As you guys continue drinking through the night, since with the camaraderie you're building with the people, you've kind of given up playing to win, more just playing to keep the game going. And as the evening goes on, everybody tells stories and drinks, and near the end of the evening, Edith goes, "So, do you know what happened to her?"
I don't know. Last time I knew, she was helping to, she was on a ship. She was getting paid for a job, and last time I knew, she was going to just, live off, that payment, and retire.
This is a nice spot to come to settle down.
Yeah.
But how long ago did it happen?
It was only a couple weeks ago when I last saw her. We were at Nadal, and she said she was heading out. I don't know exactly where, but I was over in Dantor for a little while, and then I heard when I was there, I heard news of. I wanted to see how she was doing, and I found her obituary. It shocked me. I thought everything was good, everything was fine. I did everything to help her, and she's dead. And I don't know if it's my fault.
He reaches over and puts a hand on your shoulder. It's it's not your fault. Everybody lives their lives how they see. They do what they do, unless everybody has control over themselves. But if it'll help you feel better, tomorrow I'll come down to the station, ask for me, and we can have you take a look at the body, and I'll take a look at the case report.
You know what? I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Edith.
Yeah. You see the waitress for the place come out, and she's like, "Hey, it's closing time," and like everybody reaches for whatever drink is left and brings it up, and Edith says that same phrase again. And
I repeat it.
Everybody tosses the drink back and kind of heads out on their way. You see the group of 5 kind of head off together. Six has had a lot to drink, so he's kind of stumbling with you. Do you got a room yet, Kirith? Or is that bench the bed for the night?
Oh man, that brings back something. Oh boy. You know what? No. I can afford a room. Let's go find a room, and I can actually sleep in a bed. Yeah. So, where's the hotel? Do you know?
No, I went straight to meet up.
Oh.
You guys kind of stumble down, and
I'll treat you to a room. We can both get a room. It'll be awesome.
You guys stumble down for a little bit, and you see that there's a kind of like a bed and breakfast place. The front window's on, but just barely. The sign is lit. As you go up to it, you go inside and you see the clerk at the desk, and they kind of look puzzled at you and like, "Well, welcome. You guys are in awfully late."
2 rooms.
All right.
Your best rooms.
Very, very well. Let's get you up there, and we'll work out the payment in the morning. Come.
I can afford it. All good.
He grabs a pair of keys and takes you up, and takes both you up. He puts 6 in one room and you in another room. And as you go in, you just go and flop on the bed, and you hear him shut off the light and just close the door, and the evening comes to an end. When the next morning comes, you're feeling it some when you you wake up and you're feeling a little bit. You see on the desk there's a little message that says food service outside.
Food. Yeah. Okay, I can try food. Yeah.
You open the door and you see a serving cart with a cover over it, and it has some variation of eggs and some meat that you're not familiar with, but it's local to the planet. It has a little card with what it is.
Maybe the meat. Okay, yeah, let's try that. And water. Yeah, water and oh yeah, there's coffee. There you go.
You have the breakfast, and as you're eating, you hear a knock on the door, and you hear Six saying, "Kirith, it's too early.
I know. Don't shout.
Why are we up?"
Look, Edith. You remember him? He's
Yes.
actually. I think he's a cop, and he can help me go down the morgue and take a look at Verily. And I just want to know.
Okay.
Just here. Pour. Here. Have another cup.
Well, I don't know how she looks, but I probably don't want to see her in that state. So I'm gonna stay here and get better.
All right.
Make sure that they have somebody who can do her up for the service.
No, I'll take care of that. Don't worry about that.
Okay. He takes the coffee and goes back to his room and.
Take a drink. Okay. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Damn it. You can do this. When did I promise Edith to be there? Just like somewhere in the morning?
Yeah. You just say come by tomorrow and.
All right. You can do this. I can do this. All right. Let's head on down.
You head on down as you pass the clerk's desk. It's a different person. It's like, oh, are you the check-ins from late night?
Oh yeah. So how much do I owe you for the night?
20 credits for both is good.
All right. Yeah. And I put down 50, and I said, for your troubles, thank you so much for putting us up. I mean, we were probably something else that night.
Well, my son was amused, but we've seen some before. But he puts the credits down. He's like, well, I'll make sure your friend gets more breakfast and definitely some more coffee sent up there.
Oh, that's awesome. We might stay for a little longer, so.
All right, well, let me know. Is there anywhere you're looking to go in town?
Actually, the local morgue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a part of the station that's down. If you go 3 streets up and then 2 to the left, you'll see the sign for the station there, and they have the morgue attached to it down below.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah. So sorry, but let us know what you need.
I appreciate it. Just a place to stay is it's good as is. So thanks so much.
You head down and get over to the station. There's a clerk at the desk, and he's like, "Oh, morning. How can I help you?"
Yeah, I'm. Edith knows me. I'm here to see one of the see the report on Verlene.
Oh, let me find Edith, and I'm gonna get you.
Thank you.
And he kind of steps away, and you see it's a small station as he just leaves the front desk, and you see Edith come back and like, you look better than I thought you would.
Yeah, well, Calf does wonders.
All right, well, I pulled the information that I had. Come with me. And he starts
Thanks.
walking, and he has the file, and he hands it to you to look over. He's like, "Careful! It took me a while to get used to walking and reading at the same time. You run into things." So he kind of walks you through. You look through the file, and it has very little in there. It says she was found at the Twinson Hotel.
Okay.
She was just she died in her sleep. There was no signs of forced entry, no signs of a struggle. She had been there. She had been staying there, and she'd probably been there about 10 days before she passed.
All right.
And so they don't have her. They have the basic. Really, the only picture is the picture of her sleep, her body on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Since they didn't feel anything else was abnormal.
So nothing, no fighting wind. Did she have any effects?
She had very little. She traveled here very lightly, and she bought a couple of supplies since she's been on planet. They're at the hotel, kind of set aside. We figured people would come for the service, and we can get those for you.
Yeah. What ship did she come in, by chance? Do you have that?
He gives you the name of the ship. It's the ship that you guys were given that Chen stole.
Uh-huh. And
I don't think the ship was ever named.
it wasn't named. So the one chancellor and so so okay, so he's getting the effects and one, and I'll take note of the dock port where the ship is.
Okay. He gets you down to the morgue, and in there you see they have the maybe 10 drawers. He goes over to one of them and pulls it open and pulls the body out, and you see the Deveronian body for Verlene. You see that her skin coloration is faded, and you see that she's basically covered up to her chest with the cloth, and you see her face. Go ahead and make a perception check.
This is where I wished Roos was here. Okay. Perception. What's the difficulty?
It'll be hard with a setback.
Do I take away setbacks for perception? No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and see what we have. 2 white.
Okay, go and roll it again, since you're the only person.
Okay. 2 more white.
All right.
Okay. And, let's see, hard. I'm different now.
Okay.
Oh dear. Oh wait, I do have, okay, so I have enough. I succeed with 2 successes and an advantage. I'm going to go ahead and put another success and advantage to the next perception check I roll.
Okay. You, looking at the body, There's no signs of like being held down or any bruises. The thing you barely notice that just because you're familiar with her, you notice faint black lines kind of trailing back from both of her eyes, which weren't there last time that you saw her. You don't have. Do you have any knowledge lore?
I do not have knowledge lore.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know what they are. If you point them out, the detective's like, I haven't seen those before.
This is weird. I reach out with the force. I try to sense. I know I can't do the same thing as Roos, but I try to see if there's anything amiss.
You reach out to the force and you try to sense, and you're immediately pushed with a wave of dark energy coming from her body. It's something that you've not felt before at that strong.
I don't know. Given that I'm hung over and I feel that wave, I feel like I'm probably feel nauseous at that very moment. And also with the sinking feeling. In fact, I do. All of a sudden I step back and all of a sudden I vomit on the ground.
He just kind of jumps back a little bit. If you gave me a warning, we had to camp for that.
Sorry, I'm sorry, man.
No
I
worries.
didn't expect this.
No worries. This happens when people come down to this area. It's not a pleasant area to be in, and it's never fun to see anybody you care about like that.
Yeah.
Like this.
You're right. You're absolutely
So
right.
No need to apologize for anything down here.
What hotel was she staying at?
She was staying at the Twinsen Hotel, or the Twinsen Hotel.
You have her room number?
She was in room 7.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. He kind of lifts the cloth back over and pushes her back in.
Do you know any good mortuary services? I would like to make sure that she's given a proper burial.
Yeah, we have a mortician here.
Or I don't know what would be the proper thing for Verlaine, given her culture, whether it be burial or cremation. So.
It'd be burial.
Okay, so yeah.
Turkling services. He does a couple other things since we don't have many people here, but he's the mortician in town.
All right.
If you go over there, ask for Turk.
Turk. Okay. All right. I'll make sure that that's taken care of. Ada, thank you so much for last night and for today. I mean,
yeah.
It's helped me work through this.
Everybody needs support during these times. If there's anything else I can help you with, let me know.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate it.
He kind of ushers you back up front and out of the station. As you exit the station, you see another person that you recognize from your past. Ralos. He's a Itachi. Sure, the small little people with long floppy ears. I don't know if you ever saw the Clone Wars, but they have one on there. And
You mean like the cartoon series?
Yeah.
I have not.
okay. Well, he comes up and so he's 3.5, 4 feet tall, and he's like, "Kirith, we found you. We're 6, 7. What's he going by now?"
Well, 6 because of the count.
We're 6.
He's staying over at a bed breakfast about 3 streets down. We had a little too much drink last night, and he's kind of sleeping it off a little bit more than I am. It's a little more wise than I am right now.
Actually, I had the wrong race. So they're a little smaller than human size.
Ikitashi, okay.
Yeah. They're the ones with the curved ones coming down.
Yeah. Oh, we were in there. We're at their planet before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you get in trouble last night?
Oh no. Actually, we were just fine. One of the fellow cops here, we were kind of crossing. One of the people here was a cop, and he allowed me to be able to see Verlaine.
How'd she look?
Well, let's see. Do I lie? Yes, I do. She looked peaceful. They said that she died in her sleep, so, I mean, at least there's that.
That's good. Most people in our lives don't, or in our field of work don't get that type of a death. So it's good that she found hers that way.
Yeah.
But I was heading over to meet the rest of the guys. They were heading down to go have lunch. Did you want to join me, or were you on a different task for the day?
I don't know. This is still kind of a shock to me. I'm gonna be a little out and about. I just need to clear my head a little bit, from last night and from all this. I'm going to be going to the mortician, making sure that Verlaine gets a proper burial. So I'll make sure that the arrangements are taken care of.
All right. Well, I'll let the guys know.
Thanks.
We'll see you around.
See you around.
You see him start heading off. You make it over to the mortician, and you see he's a mortician, has like taxidermy, and there's like some other side business that he does there, and you're able to get the service set up. He has a building that he uses for the services, and a casket, and use it for the whole service. It's 150 credits.
Oh wow, that's okay. That's not bad. All right, so I'll go ahead and pay that up front. And if there's a nicer service, I'll pay another 50 for that.
Okay.
So let's just say it's around 200.
Okay.
Get a nice one.
He'll start for little food snacks at the service, and but you're able to get that done, and where did you want to go to?
So next thing is I'm going where to go to first. I'm wondering either the ship or the hotel, and they didn't say they found anything a note at the hotel. Well, let me check the ship first.
Okay. You head over to the shipyard, and even though you don't have a key for it, you're able to get into the ship with your other skills, and you see it's very empty. There's a couple personal effects on there, but it looks like she took most of her stuff to the hotel.
Okay. So no sign of the orb.
Yeah.
Or anything.
When you look at it, you see basically her last flight plan was from Nadal 3 to Gamor, and then from Gamor to Twainson.
Okay, so she was at Gamor. How long ago was she at Gamor? Was it just pretty much like 12 days ago or something like that? Or
well, from the time you guys left, it's probably been about a couple months because of all the hyperspace travel. So it's probably been about 3 weeks since she left Gamor.
Okay, so it's been a couple of months since I saw her. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was weeks or months. I didn't know how the time was.
Yep.
Okay.
That's one of the things in the movies, hyperspace travel is like 2 hours to go from system to the edge of the world, and because of how the movies portray it, and so. But actually calculating how long it should take, I'm like, no way I'm bothering with that.
Yeah, and granted, we've been going a lot of back and forth, so so it's been months.
On one of the podcasts I watched, they calculate that, and one of their trips, they have a cruddy ship, and it has like a hyperdrive 6 rated engine. So whatever the normal length of time is, they multiply by 6. So like one of the trips they're going to go from like one spot to another would have taken like 6 months. It's like, whoa. It's like, all right, fix your hyperdrive, and then let's take the ship.
All right.
So.
Okay. So, all right. So nothing here. What do I feel around here?
You reach out and feel. You don't really feel much with the ship. The last traces, feelings that you feel are eagerness or happy. Actually, from I guess traces from Verlaine of eagerness or happy.
Huh. As in, I'm in the money kind of feeling. Well, that's strange. It's kind of like what Bruce said. The guy at Gamora is a pretty upstanding fellow if he could do what he wants. Huh. Okay. Let's go to the hotel. There's something
Okay.
going on.
Okay. You go to the hotel. The clerk's downstairs, and he greets you and says, "Welcome. You need a room for the day?"
How should I go about doing this? Okay, the ultimate goal is that I'm going to try to see if I can charm him to say, I was a friend of Verlaine, and
Sure.
I'm just trying to help. I really wanted to see, where she, where she passed away, and I was hoping to just at least kind of
Okay.
come to closure with it.
Go ahead and make a charm roll.
And what will the difficulty be?
It'll be just average.
Average. Okay. Well, weird. Okay. No, I pass. So, oh, I forgot that I have a boost die too, but it doesn't matter. Oh, 2 successes and 2 advantages.
All right. He's like, "Yeah, you're here for Verlaine stuff."
Yeah, actually I am.
We have it downstairs. The police asked us to hold on to it till the service, or at least till the service for whoever came to collect it. If not, they said then it would become our property. He follow me.
Thanks.
He kind of goes downstairs to their basement, and he has like a couple boxes, and it's like these are the things that she had. We packed them up and put them in here. You open one, and it's one is basically all of her clothing that she's had. Most of it you don't recognize. Like she bought new stuff when she got here.
Yeah.
Then you open up the other one, and it's a bunch of travel brochures of like things to do on the planet, different restaurants to go to. You don't really see any like. You see her necklace that she had, that she wore is she wore it back. She's really worn it since you've known her. It's a little silver necklace with kind of like a little claw at the bottom. That is in the box, but that's really the only thing of kind of note you see in there.
So and all I had was the claw. There wasn't nothing there. So, interesting.
Are you going to take these with you? Well, I guess you probably don't need the box of brochures, but...
No, not the brochures, but yeah, I'll make sure to gather her effects here. So
Okay.
Take this, pack a put it in probably a suitcase that's already there.
Yeah.
And, I pocket the necklace.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking this. It saves us from having to deal with it. I heard the service is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah. She's gonna be buried here. I mean, she doesn't have a home. Most of us don't, but at least we're here for her.
That's good. When she was here, she seemed happy. She was going through the brochures, trying to find things on the planet to do. Trying to almost seemed like she was spending her money without a care.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what I thought. She'd just be happy and she'd be just living the rest of her life.
There was another gentleman who came by earlier, and he didn't know any of her associates or family or kin. Dowland Financial Services.
Supernatural. Okay.
He said he was going to stop by, or Down's his name. He said he was going to stop by the service. Apparently, she had some of her other property is going to be distributed.
Yeah. She came into a kind of a windfall, so that'll be good for the crew.
Cool. But I hope it helps you out in your time of loss.
Yeah. Yeah, at least there's that, but I was hoping that she'd just have plenty of years to spend it.
Yeah.
More than anything.
It's people always seem to get taken too soon.
Yeah. I know this seems weird, but can I go ahead and see her room now?
Oh, sure. He goes back to the desk and grabs a key and heads upstairs and lets you in. You enter the room. Single bed, has a dresser, has the bathroom off to the side, has a window looking towards the mountain range that they have. It's quite a ways from the town, but still a nice view. And you kind of start looking around. You see everything's kind of been cleaned up, repositioned. He's the clerk's like, well, after her passing, we went and we cleaned everything in the room. We redid all the sheets and to make sure it's okay for the next people.
Of course, it's a hotel. You have a business here.
But
I just wanted to see.
Yeah, take a minute. If you need, I'll be down at the desk. And he kind of turns and heads down.
I sense.
You sense the same dark energy that you felt with her body.
What the hell happened?
What?
Happened. I might be a little frantic. I don't know how far I would go, but I start searching everywhere.
Okay. You go and make a perception check.
And how about this? Even let's say I say, hey, you know what? I'll bribe him with 20 credits and say,
sure.
You know what? Just clean up after I'm done, and don't ask questions.
He gives you a puzzled look, and it's like, oh, okay.
And so, I tear the room apart.
You go and make a perception check.
Okay.
It'll be hard with a setback.
All right. And I do have a success and advantage from last time. Well, yeah, I succeed with 2 successes and holy advantage. It's like 6 advantage. Oh no, 4 advantage.
Okay.
Sorry, 3. So 3 advantage. So yeah. With my hunt, I'm going to assume that I'm going to table some kind of upgrade because I'm hunting for something. I know there's something wrong, so I'm going to get an upgrade with the next thing that's towards this investigation.
Okay. You start looking around the room, and at first glance, everything seems okay. You look up where the window is, and there's the window and then the skylight, because she's on the top floor, and you see on the skylight it has the latch that's moved over to the open where it can be opened. As you take off the sheets that are on there, you look at the mattress, and the mattress is kind of like a down mattress or a feathered bed. You see the similar black lines that you saw from her eyes a little bit on the top layer of the sheets. And your curiosity gets you cut a little bit of it, and as you pull out some of the feathers, you see I'm not sure what the bone part of the feather, or the middle part of the feather.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You see those have all turned black, where the feathers still remain white.
And I'm feeling the dark energy from this, and I'm like, something happened to her, and damn it all, I wish Roos was here. I don't know what to do. Let's see. Bring up a chair, pop open the skylight, take a peek, look around, see if there's something I can...
You push it open and you're able to get up there. You take a look and you see you don't really see anything on the roof like tracks going anywhere. You see that there's the next closest rooftop to this is probably about 30 feet away. As you walk around the roof, you don't see any affixed ladders or methods to get down.
I take note of the building next door. What is it?
It's a bar. It's on the bottom. It's like a little restaurant bar, and then on top you can see it's kind of like an apartment for the people who own it or the people who stay there.
All right, I have enough time to go to the next place.
Okay.
So I'll get myself downstairs, close, latch, and I will kind of look around. And well, I did pay the credits, and I walk out, close the door, and I go to the bar.
Okay. You head in there. It's still relatively early in the day. There's a couple people in there. You see the bartender back behind, and he's kind of cleaning drinks, wiping down the table, doing the usual bartender stuff when they're bored.
All right, lay down, 5 credits, let's say, for an ale, and another 5 credits. Hey, about 10 days ago, see anybody shifty that asked for anything unusual?
No, I didn't remember anybody asking for anything. I know my wife who lives upstairs said she thought she heard people on the roof, but when we went up there to go look, there was nobody up there.
Really? People on the roof?
Yeah. I thought she was crazy. Our roof's accessible, but nobody really has a reason to go up there unless they're doing repairs.
That's interesting. Do you mind if I ask her about it? I know it's kind of a weird request, but
yeah, let me call her down. He kind of goes over and turns on the projector and he's like, "Hey, hon, come down. There's a man who believes you about footsteps on the roof." And you see her. It takes a couple minutes. She comes down the stairs, kind of through the back serving area, and she's like, "You're asking about the footsteps?"
Yeah. Where did you notice where they come from? From another building, or what corner that the roof from the roof it was?
I was in the front room, or I was in the back room. And I had the TV on, and then there's a loud thump on the roof, kind of above me.
Okay.
And then quickly there was what sounded like footsteps and another thump on the far side of the house. But we kind of used the latch to look up, and we didn't see anybody up there.
I see. So let me guess, the back room is right over there, and the far side. So I pretty much get a detail of what direction they were running, and so which which building
towards the hotel.
Yeah, they're running towards the hotel, and so towards the hotel, and the direction of origin would be the next. What building would that be?
There's a couple of buildings around it where it could get to it, just going in a straight line. It's The next building's past a park,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's another building.
All right. So we can maybe even just summarize with them, kind of streetwise roll, kind of say, okay, is there a way that I would see how maybe some kind of assailant would get up and go and
Looking around the building, really the only way to get up there would be if you bring something to get up, like a ladder or a lift or something else like that.
or jump with force powers? Okay. Do I see anything in that corner where where the first thump would happen?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this
Okay.
with my previous triumph.
It'll be average. They'll give 2 setback.
Oh, okay. Huh. So I can fail with a triumph. Oh no! Actually, I would still fail because I have a failure and advantage, so it just would cancel out.
Okay.
Then. The thing is, the trail will go cold if I don't do anything. So, boom.
Okay.
I would say, adjacent fate is here, and
Whoa.
Roll.
I'll keep that there, and adjacent face there, and
Whoa.
Roll.
adjacent face there. Okay,
Hey, go see mommy.
so
Or go see brother.
now I succeed with
Can you be quiet?
I succeed
Okay.
with 4 advantage and 3 advantage and a triumph.
Okay. You
Okay.
you go over and you look at the corner where the
Oh.
corner where the sound came from. You see imprints of a very large pair of feet that look like they landed with a lot of force onto the roof. And then with your triumph, you see another pair that made slight indentations
Slight indentations.
on the roof, and they've lightened up since they've happened.
So hair people. Huh. So large feet. So like the size of a Downton feet, or
No,
okay, but
probably the size of somebody between 9 to 11 feet.
so the Downtons is much taller than.
Yeah.
But tall enough to be that one Nox character.
Tall enough to be that Nox character.
Okay, I take back that Radnar is a decent fellow.
Whoa. Oh.
So I know exactly who I'm looking for. Lighter feet. Lighter feet, I don't know.
Go CG.
Let's see.
Whoa.
Bantor. Nox. Shoot. Nox. Alright. With that being done, I'm going. Well, maybe I can get another favor from Edith, and I head over to the station.
Okay. You head back to the station. The clerk greets you again and goes and gets Edith, and he comes up. He's like, "Well, welcome back, Kirith."
Okay, I know I've been asking a lot of you, but for reasons I can't really go into, I suspect that that Verlaine might have met something foul. there's this one person that I met who's bad news, and named Nos Calox. He's a I can't remember the species name from him.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But I can explain a species I haven't seen before. Very tall, 10 feet tall, gray skin, like needles for teeth. He's hard to miss. He might have had a companion with him.
Nobody like that stands out. I haven't seen anybody in town around like that.
Damn it. I was hoping that there would have been some kind of notice or anything like that.
I mean, we get some tourists around here, but none of them
Fit that description?
At least if they're here, we haven't been informed of them.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Would it be possible to check for like at port entries or something for such a person?
I can check with the name. We don't really have much surveillance at our port. But I can check with the name. You said Knox.
Knox Galax, yeah.
Galax? Okay. I'll run the name for you.
Thanks. And I start the pace. I'll wait. So I'm going to pace a little bit.
He steps back and he's gone for maybe 30 minutes and comes back and he's like, I asked the people at the starport and they said they haven't seen anybody that fits that description come there. Like I said, they have limited surveillance, so it probably would have just been people watching.
You know what? Thanks. I mean, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
For who knows? I mean,
Can you tell me anything more about what you suspect?
You know what? I might be just imagining anything crazy. It's my own sinking feelings. Just I saw her a while ago, and I thought she was going to be fine. She's going to be retired, and then she just dies. It just, maybe it's just me trying to bargain for something different.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'll ask the boys to keep an eye out for somebody that looks like that.
Yeah.
It should stand out pretty well.
Yeah. Thanks. You've been such a godsend. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let me know if there's more I can help with. Like I said, it's always challenging during these times.
Yeah. All right. You have a good day.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if the little crew's still back there, having lunch. But if they are, I'll go visit them, and I will honestly just stay with the crew for the day because I can't do anything else. This thought will just stew in me for a while.
You're able to find them. They're back at the restaurant where you and Six were playing at. They're out on the patio, so you see them as you pass by, and they're kind of out again, just telling stories.
All right.
Okay. So you join you join everybody else back at the restaurant. You guys spend the rest of the day sitting there drinking, telling stories. At the end of the day, you and Six head back to your bed and breakfast, and unless there's anywhere you want to go in the evening.
Unfortunately, I don't because I have ran out of leads. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the bed and breakfast and I guess get my nice suit pressed.
Okay. You go back and you get ready for the next day, and you and Six call it evening. The morning comes, Six comes out to greet you, and so he's dressed much nicer than you've seen him dressed before, and the dress clothes he's wearing looks not sized correctly for him, so it might have been somebody else's at some point. But I was like, well, let's head down. And as you're passing out, the clerk offers you muffins or snacks for the day.
Sounds good, thank you.
You guys head over to where the service is at, and as you enter, you see the rest of the crew is there. Blue's there, Tiny's there, Tower's there, and Rallis are there.
Mm-hmm.
The only other person there you see is is Turk, who's the mortician.
Okay.
He has the casket set out and has the top open. You see a little bit of finger food in back, and those are the only people in the room.
All right.
Tiny walks up to you and gives you a big hug again.
Hi, Tiny. How are you holding up?
I'm good. How are you doing? You always were the softest of us.
Yeah, I know. I still can't believe it, and she, honestly, just a couple months ago, she was good. She was set for life, even. She was going to be happy, and I think she was. This is wrong. This is just so wrong.
Yeah. Especially coming here to a nice place like this and being to wind down on her career. So, but she always helped the people in need and helped us out. So,
Yeah.
we're here for her, and it's just us. I don't know if anybody else got the message or if they're locked up or what's going on, but
Yeah, who knows?
we'll make do with what we have, and kind of everybody hangs out and kind of continues telling stories again.
Mm-hmm.
The Turk comes over and he's like, "Well, there's no timeline, but if you guys would like to start the service, if there's anything you'd like to say, here's a little podium over by the coffin."
Okay. Hmm.
You see Tiny go up and it's like, Verlene took care of me when I was new to this. When I was new to this galaxy, I'd left Downton and basically everybody wanted me for my muscle. And Verlene taught me that it's better to use your mind than your muscle. She started working with me and setting up fights for me to throw to get a much bigger payout than what I could get if I won. So I'll always appreciate her for that and thank her for what she did. And then you see Tower go up there, the female Sarian, like really helped me with getting a career. She gave me the means to learn taxes and some education. She then used it for stealing and skimming from people. So maybe not the best mentor, but she was the one that we had. You see Rallis kind of go up to the podium, and you see him kind of just tear up and like choke back words, and then he just goes back and sits down. And you see Tiny go over there and put his big hand on him. Then you see Blue, the Alina, doesn't go up. He kind of looks to you.
I step up there. Okay. I was in a very rough place when Caroline found me. I felt so alone. I was trying my best to survive, and she took me in. People sometimes don't reject me for who I am. But she did not. She knew who I was, and she accepted me all the same, like she accepted all of you. She, even for being a scoundrel, she has the biggest heart that anyone knows. I ran from home. The woman who raised me, or I thought raised me, she just was scared of me. She couldn't accept me. Verlaine accepted me. That makes her more of a mother in my book, and well, now she's gone. I'm gonna miss her. And I accept him.
You see kind of everybody in the audience nod, and you see Ralph go back up to the podium and kind of try to start talking again, and kind of chokes on his words and goes back down.
Actually, what I want to try something.
Okay.
As he tries to choke, I give him the influence of some peace to be able to say what he wants to.
Verlaine took me in when I was very, very young, and she helped me become the man I am today. With going on the streets, I always had to be the toughest in the room, the meanest in the room, the nastiest on the block. But when Verlaine met me, she saw me for a better person, a person that was struggling and that knew there had to be something better, and she helped me find that. She got me away from the trouble that I was in, and she took me to a better place, and I can never repay her for what she did. We'll all miss you, Verlaine. And he goes back to the chair. The kind of see nobody else coming up. The Turk moves and kind of closes the lid on the coffin, and then kind of steps off to the side. Everybody kind of starts small talking again. It's a lot more quieter and somber than it was before. And after a little bit, you hear a loud crack as the door opens, and you see two men standing there. You see Knox, who you know, and you see a slender human in a black suit with a kind of half cape attached to him, and he steps into the room and looks around, and he brings his eyes to you and says, "Where are the rest? I was sure you would bring your friends." You see Knox kind of like start moving to the side, and the other people in your group kind of all stand up and move to your side.
What's going on?
I was coming for the service. I assumed your friends would be here. Roos, Lisanne, the hairy one.
Yes, I'm here. And then all that matters. Why did you kill Verlaine? I stare right at Knox.
Knox kind of continues circling and kind of chuckles. The man in the middle says, "Well, you didn't kill her. I did.
Ah,
I paid her well for it, though. After she gave me my orb, I've done my research, and well, it needs to be powered by somebody with powers like her. And we made a deal. She, of course, didn't understand the deal fully, but was paid well enough. I think a financial guy will be coming to talk to you guys later. But I figured you would be here. I figured Roos and your buddies would be here. This disappoints me. I was hoping to talk to Lisanne again to see if she changed her stance.
her stance on what?
Not hurting people, not attacking people. She seems like she'd be a good fit to join my group of bounty hunters. if she ever gets over her moral dilemma. Where do you stand on that?
For dramatic effect,
Oh,
I'll pull out the help my lightsaber and say, because and I say you can go rot, and I ignite it on full.
okay. Go ahead and roll initiative.
All right. Let's see which one I want to do. Cool, I'm slightly better at it. It's 3 yellows or 2 yellows and a green. I'm not sure. And 2 greens. Oh yes. Oh yes. 4 and 2.
Okay. Okay. You are up first.
Yeah, I go in and just try to drill
Okay.
the guy.
He has adversary 2
All right.
and 2 defense.
Okay. So I have 3 and adversary 2.
Yep.
Dang. All right. I'm using my gambler
Okay.
to re-roll these 3.
Oh!
Let's see here. Oh, wait, I also have my ebb and flow. I'm actually going to play those too. It won't come into play, but it will come play next time, where I'm definitely going to take in advantage.
Oh!
Let's see here. I hate these straight washes.
Okay.
I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to flip a story point.
Okay.
Because I want this. I want to take out the sucker. So triumph.
Okay.
2 successes. 2 successes. So now it is
Oh!
2. So I have this.
Go see mommy.
I have.
It's time for cup. I need this
So the thing is that I have 3 successes, one of which is a triumph,
Okay.
which I'll use to crit,
one. Okay.
and I have 2 threat.
Okay.
So for 3 successes with my foil, I get 8 damage with breach.
Okay.
Like
Oh, mom's gonna give you a bath. You step in and you just lunge straight towards him. As you're coming in, he's able to sidestep, so he basically uses parry, so he'll reduce it. So is this at 8 damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and roll for your crit.
All right. Can I use those percent? Oh, or a percent of that? Thank you. Roll high, roll high, roll high, roll high. 58.
Agonizing wound. Increase all brawl and agility checks by 1 until the end of the encounter.
All right.
Okay. You see Nox draw and ignite his blade, and he moves towards Rallis, who is the one closest to where he moved to.
Oh no. Oh, I didn't. I thought he would go after me, but okay.
He slices Rallis and you see a large gash, and Relish drops to the ground.
Oh dear! For those on the video, he just rolled. He's rolling 7 force dice.
Okay. So he shoots you with 4. Well, he shoots force lightning. Base damage is 6, 10, 14. He's going to have it hit everybody else in the room.
Oh no.
And yes, he will. I don't have enough crit. Dang. I guess he will increase the damage. So 6, 14, 18, 22.
22.
22.
Let's see. Do I even have that much in reflect? If I reduce it by 5, 8, I would be barely alive. So yeah,
Okay.
I take 2 strain. I'm up to 14 wounds, which I am a threshold of 15. So yeah.
All right. You see just lightning arc from his hands and floods the room.
And yeah.
You hear everybody behind you screaming out in pain. You hear 3 thumps hit the ground as Blue falls, Tara falls, and 6 falls. Doughton is, Tiny is still standing there, and he takes a swing at Nox. He clocks him. Didn't do much damage, but crit. 37. Stun. Oh no, 37. Stinger, increased difficulty of next check by 1. Okay. You see him just walk up to Nox and kind of still punch down and clocks him in the face. And you see Nox kind of like shaking his head. It's back to your turn.
Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go down. I don't know if I can. I scream at Tiny, "Run! Get out of here now!" And I try to take down the guy with that's doing all the lightning.
Go for it.
I will upgrade.
Okay.
Because I need it. I have at least a success and an advantage. And he has 2 defense. Okay. Alright. This is not bad. At least for a strike. So, I do 8 damage. I have 2. It crits at 2, so I do crit again.
Okay. So it's plus 10.
Yep, plus 10 this time. And I have success and advantage again, so it's actually 3. It's going to be It's going to be 9 damage this time around.
Okay.
And for my last advantage, I'm giving a setback to him. Best I can do. Oh golly, 38.
Stinger, his next check is increased by 1.
All right. Well, actually, that's not bad. All right. All right. Let's see how the dice fall.
He leaps back and spreads out his fingers again. Says, "Next time, bring your friends, but I'll give you a gift to remember me by." So he hits for 5.
Yep.
So
I take 2 crit. So yeah, add 10 to whatever crit you're gonna give.
Okay.
Because I'm over threshold.
okay. He. We'll have to take more strain. He shoots you and Tiny. Tiny falls as well. 1. So 10, 20, 30.
Ouch.
109. Horrific injury. Roll D10 to determine which characteristic is impacted. The critical injury lasts until it's healed. Until it's healed, treat that characteristic as 1 point lower. Roll a D10.
10.
Your
Where's-
presence. Oh, actually 10 for willpower.
Willpower?
Yep. So your willpower is reduced by 1 until you get your critical 3 injury healed.
All right.
And then since you're, so that was the crit from his attack. Since you've gone below 0, you take a crit, which will be at plus 20.
Oh,
if you want
okay.
If you want to roll that.
All right. Ouch. 103. Same one?
No. One of the target's limbs selected by the GM is permanently lost until a cybernetic replacement the target cannot perform actions that would use that limb. All other actions gain a black. So as he shoots you with lightning, your left arm just gets, you see those black lines that were on Verlene just shoot down your left arm as you feel it limp against your body, and then you fall limp as well as you go unconscious.
Oh, wow.
You come to, and you see a man standing over you, and he's like kind of tapping your face, and it's like, what happened? Are you okay?
No.
What happened here? I called the police, but
It's beyond you. It's beyond all of us. Damn it.
okay, well, we'll stay here, buddy. Well, I called for help, and they'll be here, and you pass back out. You come to, and you wake up. You feel yourself on a stretcher. You see EMTs kind of working on you. You see them like kind of looking at your arm and kind of like poking it, and you see them poking it, but you don't feel them poking it. And they have the bewildered look of those lines. You see Edith standing there, and it's like, what happened here? I'm so sorry. Well, what happened?
The short story is I let the anger get the best of me, and I picked a fight that I knew I didn't win. How are my friends? Please. I feel like I was so stupid. Please tell me they're okay.
The Doubton's gonna be fine, and it looks like all but the Itachi are gonna pull through. It'll take a lot longer for the little one to make it, but it looks like we'll be able to get him back. Itachi has injuries that I haven't seen before, and we weren't able to help with.
Sorry. Shoot, Rallis, I'm so sorry. It's so stupid.
Is there anything you could tell me about who did this? Or what they did?
They attacked with abilities not seen in generations. It's beyond what I've seen. One shot lightning from his hands.
You see a very puzzled look, and all right, we'll give you more time to recover, and we'll talk about it. You seem to be okay, so we'll take you off the gurney and let you kind of walk around. We'll take you back to your hotel.
All right.
He stands you up, and you survey the room, and you see sheets covering a body. You see Tiny kind of like half sitting on the bench because he's too big for it. The other two are near Tiny, and you can see that they're still visibly shaken. You continue looking around, and you see the coffin is knocked over. And you go over to look at the coffin, and you see inside of it the body's gone. And you see those black lines all over the base or the bottom where the fabric is. And in the middle of the coffin, you just see a small black crystal, and you see a message. She was helpful even after her end, but a lower quality than you can trust. May this help you out. And
I pick it up.
you pick it up. Once you pick it up, you feel the force emanating from it. It gives you a feel like you have a connection to Verlene.
Not like this. Not like this. I go over and I'm talking to my friends as they're recovering. I'm so sorry. And I'm holding my arm and I have it in my fist. I'm going, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Tiny kind of pulls you in and hugs you, and it's like, it's okay. It's not your fault.
It is my fault.
They picked the fight. They were here for a purpose. I don't know what or why, but they obviously had a purpose. But it looks like we'll make it. I know Verlene will want us to go on, but we need to go on for her.
Yeah.
So we'll try to get you taken care of, and try to find out what happened and get whatever we can on them.
I definitely. One way or another, that bastard's going to pay.
You kind of spend the rest of the time there. They go around, kind of keep treating everybody. After a little bit, they take everybody back to the hospital for extra care. And as you're about to leave the funeral home, a man walks in, and he kind of like looks around. He has a large data pad with him, and he looks around and he's like, "Is this for the service for Verlene?"
It was.
I'm with Dallin Financial Services.
Yeah.
For her trust.
Yes.
She set up a trust recently for the people who attended her service. She didn't know who it would be or how many there'd be, but she asked for her final resources to be split between them. Do you know who all was here for the service?
Yeah. Myself. There's a.
You can give their real names.
Yeah, I'll give their real names for, except and well, Rawls was. he was here, but I don't know if he has any next of kin that can benefit from his. Yeah.
Well, she had 160,000 credits in what was set up for it. So, if there's 4 of you, unless you wish to choose how to divide it, I'll divide it evenly between the 4.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. I'll arrange for the money to be transferred for you. He takes out his pad and he asks for your information or where to put it. And he's like, I'll go to the hospital and meet the other 3 and set it up for them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so sorry for your loss and whatever happened here.
Yeah. Me too.
He kind of steps out quickly with a nervous look around. You get a call on your comm of Kurt. Kirith, we got some information. Are you able to come back? Did you finish what you needed to?
Oh no, there's apparently another funeral I need to take care of, but I can come in about 5 days. What's going on?
It's information that we got from the droid in the ship. Well, I'll share it with you guys once you're all here. But take care of what you need to.
All right.
And he ends the transmission.
And yeah. So
during the next 5 days, you take care. You go back, check on your friends. You let them know of the income.
Mm-hmm.
You held the next service for Alice, and nobody new shows up.
Yeah.
The days immediately after that are very somber and definitely a lot less jovial than when you guys were talking about Verlene.
Yeah.
After that time, after the service, everybody's ready to leave planet to get away, and they all go to the spaceport. And
So go to spaceport. During this time I contact Edith and say, was there anybody that left in the last couple of days after, during the day of the funeral or shortly thereafter?
There's 2 ships that left after.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to look up to get their information. I'll have to make it up later. They left later in that evening, but I'll get you the information.
Thank you.
And if you ever need anything, you're more than welcome here.
Thanks.
Look me up if you ever come back,
All
but
right.
I'll understand if you don't.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if I'll come back. Maybe.
The other 4, they ask you, if you're okay with them taking her ship, since you had your own
Go ahead.
shuttle.
Go. Stay low. Stay safe.
Okay.
Just.
Call us if you need us, but we're gonna get away from here and stay low.
Hey, find your own piece of happiness, right?
Yep. I wish Verlene found a bigger piece of happiness, but at least it sounded like she had a little bit before she passed.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I'll take it back.
Okay.
I promise.
Everybody boards their ships and parts ways, and that's where we'll end.
All right. So, I think I have the obligation of revenge now.
Okay.
So
I assume so.